I live alone. Have done for about a year now after breaking up with my ex. And it's been mostly great to have my own space in my own house, where I'm free to do whatever I want, whenever I want. That said, I spend most of my time in the evenings upstairs playing video games and watching YouTube videos. I don't really have a social life, but that's okay with me. I've never felt uneasy in my own house until about a month ago, when I went to the kitchen at night to make a drink. Now, my kitchen is overlooked by my overgrown garden, which is in turn overlooked by some woods. It's a fairly rural neighbourhood, and it's very quiet at night, which makes it a friendlier environment for some wildlife to come out. I'll often see foxes and deer, and I've been woken up at night by the scream of a fox at 4 AM once. And they like to hang around outside the front of my house because there's easy access from there to my back garden and then into the woods. My kitchen has this big window which looks right into the garden. But at night, when the lights are on, I can barely see more than a few feet ahead of the window, as it acts sort of like a mirror. Well, on this particular night, the few feet ahead of me that I could see was all this thing needed to make itself visible to me. I hadn't noticed it until I looked up and out of the window after making my drink. It was a bipedal creature, skinny, but very tall on its hind legs, with no hair at all. It sounds ridiculous to say this, but it looked similar to the werewolf that Lupin transformed into in the Prisoner of Azkaban movie, only taller and more humanoid. And its mouth was tiny, but it was protruded, similar to that of a canine's. It had no ears from what I could see. It just stayed there, staring at me with these completely white tiny eyes. Its head was tilted to the side, and its bottom jaw was slightly open. I didn't even know how long it had been there. I was in the kitchen for about a minute before I even bothered to look out the window. I just froze. You think you can rationalize what you do in these situations, but I was frozen in terror. I was telling myself to move, but my body felt ice cold. I couldn't do anything. Eventually, after like 10 seconds, it felt much longer, I managed to move and ran out of the room, not daring to take my eyes off the creature. As I did so, its head rotated to follow me as I left to the comfort of the stairs, which was the creepiest thing about it. Since then, which was about a month ago now, I've not gone into my kitchen at night, save for a few necessary occasions. I'm preparing everything I need before it gets dark and then staying upstairs for the rest of the night. If I absolutely need to go in the kitchen, I'll rush so that I can get in and out as soon as possible. You know that feeling you get when you turn off all the lights before you have to go back upstairs and you feel like you're going to be chased by some unknown entity? Well, that's the feeling I get when I need to go in the kitchen alone at night.